I'm going to have to apologize to you guys in advance. I am completely livid about what is happening right now in the United States of America. I know that you guys are already well aware that we are not free in this country and that we have an entire communist tyrannical arm that is literally taken over. We have the intelligence community running things and completely controlling everything to the level that they are throwing things in our faces and rubbing it all in, and no one gets indicted, no one goes to jail, no one gets so much as a slap on the hand. Nope, that's only reserved for those MAGA types and the President and President Trump's team. I am livid. I am literally livid. Right now, two major stories have just surfaced. One of those being the IRS whistleblower who came out, and he was the one that was all involved with Hunter Biden and investigating the corruption on Hunter Biden with IRS, right? Well, they let go of his entire team at direction of the Department of Justice. Biden just said, hey, DOJ, go ahead, get rid of those people at the IRS. Now my son runs scot-free. On top of that all, at the very same time, we have Durham his report released. And this report is a massive bombshell. The good news is that it completely exonerated Trump, but it also proved that Trump was not only framed, but that there was a coup going on by the FBI, by the CIA, by the intelligence community. And they come out with a response of, yeah, it's all good. We fixed the problem. We're good to go. No. This is corruption on a scale that we have never seen before. And I've got so much to share with you, but just a quick break from our sponsor. Well, law enforcement agencies are now committing warrantless searches on people, and all with digital data that has been provided by Facebook and Google. This all comes after police began prosecuting criminals in 2023 by using data that has been provided by tech giants. Even if you're not committing any crimes at all, your data can be used against you and your privacy invaded by law enforcement. And as I have been warning about for a number of years, these social media tech giants are not on the people's side. That's why I highly recommend Virtual Shield at hidewithlisa.com. I sponsored with them because they are the only ones that I personally believe in, and I personally use them on my computers and my devices. Now, Virtual Shield is a VPN that helps to allow you to browse, stream, and work anonymously and securely from anywhere. Now, it will help you avoid the prying eyes of advertisers, of ISPs, hackers on nearly any website. And along with anonymous browsing, they also use military-grade equipment. Now, Virtual Shield comes with a very strict no-log policy. And on top of that, unlimited bandwidth across all of their devices and even built-in malware and ad blocking. The great news is by going to hidewithlisa.com, they are offering a 60-day money-back guarantee. And on top of that, at hidewithlisa.com, you can get 73% off for life. And it's so easy to sign up. All you have to do is click Get Protected for free and fill out the following information. But on top of that, it will hide your IP address. It prevents censorship and unblocked websites and protects you on public Wi-Fi. So get on over to hidewithlisa.com. Take advantage of that special offer and don't be a victim to all of these hackers and ISPs that are out there. Do something about it. Protect yourself, as I have myself. You want more information? Click that more button or click in the description box below. All right, back to the broadcast. So let's dive into John Durham's report that took him, by the way, years and years to finish this thing. But there's many bombshells that are inside this report. So don't listen to MSNBC and New York Times who are telling you this is a big nothing burger. It is way the hell more than that. This thing is absolutely monstrous, and people are not being arrested and absolutely should. But take a look. Here's the actual report. I'm getting ahead of myself. United States Department of Justice. You can see John Durham stamped there, and May 12th, 2023. Now, here is kind of the conclusion, the gist of it. Based on the review of Crossfire Hurricane and related intelligence activities, we conclude that the department and the FBI failed to uphold their important important mission of strict fidelity to the law in connection with certain events and activities described in this report. As noted, former FBI attorney Kevin Kleinsmith committed a criminal offense by fabricating, making up language in an email that was material to the FBI obtaining a FISA surveillance order. In other instances, the FBI personnel working on that same FISA application displayed at best a cavalier attitude towards accuracy and completeness. FBI personnel also repeatedly disregarded important requirements when they continued to seek renewals of that FISA surveillance, while acknowledging both then and in hindsight that they did not genuinely believe there was probable cause to believe that the target was knowingly engaged in clandestine intelligence activities on behalf of a foreign power or knowingly helping another person in such activities. And certain personnel disregarded significant exculpatory information that should have prompted investigative restraint and re-examination. But that's not all. Our investigation also revealed that senior FBI personnel displayed a serious lack of analytical rigor towards the information that they received, especially information received from politically affiliated persons and entities. In light of the foregoing, there is a continuing need for the FBI and the department to recognize that lack of analytical rigor, apparent confirmation bias, and an over-willingness to rely on information from individuals connected to political opponents cause investigators to fail to adequately consider alternative hypotheses and to act without appropriate objectivity or restraint in pursuing allegations of collusion or conspiracy between a U.S. political campaign and a foreign power. In a nutshell, just to kind of give you the tip of the iceberg, this entire Russia collusion narrative hoax should have never ever been opened. It should have never, ever been started. They didn't have the evidence. They didn't have any information to go forward with any kind of looking into Trump and seeing what's going on. They had nothing. They made it up. They created the information. Oh, and by the way, Hillary Clinton kicked the entire thing off. Not only did she kick the entire thing off, but hey, their own FBI and Department of Justice decided to look the other way on certain criminal activity that the Clinton campaign was doing. Here, let's dive into a little bit more on Durham's report here. And this is why I'm so pissed off, because they just allow this crap to happen. But here it is. And it goes on. The speed and manner in which the FBI opened and investigated Crossfire Hurricane during the presidential election season, based on raw, unanalyzed, and uncooperated intelligence, also reflected a noticeable departure from how it approached prior matters involving possible attempted foreign election interference plans aimed at the Clinton campaign. It goes on to state this, and this is the bombshell. The FBI elected to end an investigation after one of its longtime and valuable confidential human sources, somebody who is like an insider for the FBI, went beyond what was authorized and made an improper and possibly illegal financial contribution to the Clinton campaign on behalf of a foreign entity as a precursor to a much larger donation being contemplated. And in third, the Clinton Foundation matter, both senior FBI and department officials placed restrictions on how those matters were to be handled, such that essentially no investigative activities occurred for months leading up to the election. These examples are also marked differently from the FBI's actions with respect to other highly significant intelligence it received from a trusted foreign source, pointing to a Clinton campaign plan to vilify Donald Trump by tying him to Vladimir Putin so as to divert attention from her own email issues and concerns relating to her use of the private email server. Unlike the FBI's opening of a full investigation of unknown members of the Trump campaign based on raw, uncorroborated information. In this separate matter involving a purported Clinton campaign plan, the FBI never opened any type of inquiry, issued any taskings, employed any analytical personnel, or produced any analytical products in connection with the information. This lack of action was despite the fact that the significance of the Clinton plan intelligence was such as to have prompted the director of the CIA, Brennan, to brief the President, Obama, and Vice President Biden, Attorney General Loretta Lynch, and the FBI director and other senior government officials about its content within days of its receipt. It was also enough importance for the CIA to send formal written referral memorandum to Director Comey and the Deputy Assistant Director of the FBI, Peter Strzok, for the consideration and action. Oh my goodness, there is so much in that. First of all, here's what the FBI did. The FBI, the DOJ, all this intelligence community, here's what they did. They said, we're going to go after Trump for a crime that we know he didn't commit. In fact, Hillary Clinton and her campaign, we found out they were going to try to vilify Trump by painting him as, some kind of Russian agent with Putin, that he's connected to Russia and he's selling out to Russia. So Hillary Clinton came up with that entire idea. We know it. It's fake. It's not true. It was Hillary Clinton's idea. So Brennan goes, he goes to have a meeting with the CIA director, Obama at the time, Vice President Biden, Loretta Lynch, Hillary Clinton, and the FBI director, and they all get together this little huddle and they say, hey, Hillary Clinton came up with this plan to vilify Donald Trump. To say, hey, he's connected to Vladimir Putin. It's this big conspiracy. Here's this Steele dossier. And all of them apparently very, very agreed. Okay, great. Just run with it. They all knew. They all knew it was a lie, a scam from the very get-go. Obama knew it. Biden knew it. This isn't a question or if and or but. That's what Durham's report says. This is interesting because this is exactly what I said prior to this report coming out. When it was all happening, I said they all knew about it. They dang well know. And then they had the audacity, Obama and Biden and Clinton, to get in the public and continue to frame a sitting president. That's called a coup. That is called a coup. This is massive stuff. And on top of it, little icing on the cake here, they said, you know what, on top of it all, we have evidence. We have a confidential human source, a very valid one, that has come forward and told us that they've got evidence that the Hillary campaign was taking illegal money from overseas and they were planning on doing a bigger one. In other words, they've got two major things that they could go after Hillary Clinton for, one of those being taking illegal money from overseas, foreign money laundering, those kinds of things. And they told this confidential human source, shut up. We don't want to hear about it. We don't want anything. In fact, they sent the confidential human source away and said, don't tell us anything more. We're not looking into that. Political bias? Absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. There is so much in this. And just to kind of give you a little bit more on this, this is thefederalist.com. I'm pissed off. I'm going to tell you why I'm pissed off in just a moment. But here's everything the FBI deliberately ignored to get Trump in Russia collusion hoax, according to Durham. The Tavern Talk. And so this is just a quick review. The FBI began the investigation into Trump after Australian officials informed investigators on July 28, 2016, that George Papadopoulos, an unpaid foreign adversary to the Trump campaign, made an offhand comment about Russia. By the way, this Australian official also worked with the Obama campaign, but they didn't arrest anybody with the Obama campaign. Gee, I wonder why. But then they found out later, right, from the Australian officials that Durham says that the Australian diplomat told them, right, that Papadopoulos never stated that he had any direct contact with the Russians, nor did he provide any explicit information about an offer to assist. He should sue. Papadopoulos should absolutely sue. They had a complete lack of collaboration as well. Complete lack. And I'm not going to get through all of this, but there was no indication from witness testimony whatsoever regarding George Papadopoulos, who they put in jail, by the way, but they had no information for it. None whatsoever, right? Nothing. No communications, email, calendar, or documentation. Yet they put him in jail because there's a political bias in our FBI or DOJ. They hid a bunch of evidence as well. They ignored leads. They failed to pursue investigative leads that were inconsistent with the theory of the case. Of course, we have the whole Steele dossier funded by Hillary Clinton in network and all of that. But they use that as a basis to spy on a sitting president. And of course, the FBI didn't even bother to look into counter espionage issues surrounding Danchenko. None of that. And of course, everything involving Hillary Clinton. Let's just look the other way, look the other way, look the other way. Does that show you how powerful the intelligence community is, that they, in a meeting with Obama, Biden, Clinton, Brennan, and the FBI director, had this meeting and conspired and said, we know Hillary's pulling this in, making this up, but we're going to run with it. That's a coup. That's framing a sitting president. And mark my words, if they can frame a president, what the hell can they do to us? What the hell can they do to us? And no one goes to jail. No one's arrested. No one's let go. No punishment, no crime, no nothing. In fact, the FBI went on their Twitter page and basically boasted that nothing's going to happen to them. Let me show you this. Here we are, FBI. Here's their tweet. This is their response to Durham's report. The conduct in 2016 and 2017 that Special Counsel Durham examined was the reason that current FBI leadership already implemented dozens of corrective actions. You did, which have now been in place for some time. Had those reforms been in place in 2016, the missteps identified in the report could have been prevented. The report reinforces the importance of ensuring the FBI continues to do its work with the rigor, objectivity, and professionalism the American people deserve and rightly expect. My ass. My ass. They're saying here, nobody's in trouble for this. We're not going to do anything. Hey, we already put in dozens of corrective actions. By the way, I'm curious what those dozens of corrective actions are, because what happened in 2016 happened again in 2020 with Hunter Biden's laptop when 51 agents went and signed a document knowing dang well it wasn't Russian misinformation, yet they signed it anyway, sent it to the mainstream media, and the mainstream media said it's all fake news. Kind of sounds like what happened with the Russia collusion and the Steele dossier. But hey, they put all these actions in place. Never fear. They didn't do jack. Who's going to fix it? Who's going to fire these people? Who is going to disband and defund the FBI? It has to be disbanded and defunded at this point. There is no other option. None. They're showing us how much power they have, and they're literally taking it and slamming it in your face. Look how powerful we are, that we could do what we want, and we just make a few corrective actions on our end that we'll pretend to have made. Because if they actually made it, then we wouldn't have had what happened with Hunter Biden happen with Hunter Biden. And hey, we probably wouldn't have stuff like this happening either. Take a look here. This is just the latest news, happened around the same time. At the same time, I take that back. This is Gateway Pundit, IRS whistleblower. An entire team has been abruptly removed from Hunter Biden investigation at the request of the Justice Department. According to the lawyer, a letter sent Monday to Republican and Democrat members of House and Senate committees by attorneys representing the IRS whistleblower, who is the whistleblower in Hunter Biden's investigation, states that the whistleblower and his team of investigators have been removed from the investigation at the request of the Justice Department. In case you don't know, there's a whistleblower that came out and he said, I have all this information on Hunter Biden and it can incriminate him in some stuff. I'm coming out, I'm telling the public, and we're doing this investigation now. So the DOJ steps in at the same time. The Durham's report comes out and says, we're wiping the entire team. It's almost as if the Department of Justice, through the FBI, through the IRS, is rubbing in your face how powerful they are, and nobody is answering for this. Not a single person. Not a single person. It goes on. Here's the actual letter sent. Dear chairs and ranking member. Today, the IRS criminal supervisory special agent we represent was informed that he and his entire investigative team are being removed from the ongoing sensitive investigation of the high-profile, controversial subject about which our client sought to make whistleblower disclosure to Congress. He was informed the change was at the request of the DOJ. Coincidence. On April 23rd, 2023, IRS Commissioner Daniel appeared before the House Committee on Ways and Means. He testified, "I can say without hesitation there will be no retaliation for anyone making an allegation or a call to a whistleblower hotline. However, this move is clearly retaliatory, and many also constitute obstruction of congressional hearing." You're absolutely right. It does obstruct a congressional hearing. It's completely legal for that whistleblower to come forward to Congress. And what does Biden's Department of Justice do? Well, just wipe them all out. Done. Hunter, clean as a whistle. We don't have to worry about that anymore, Hunter. I fired the whole team. Hey, and maybe in the meantime, we can get some of that information scrubbed at the IRS so nobody has that anymore, right? Whole team's let go, whole team's fired. Instead of the public wanting to know what actually happened. Because if there are criminal acts taking place, I want to know what they are. I don't care what side of the fence you lie on. Right? But they're ignoring Hunter Biden. They're ignoring Hillary Clinton. They're ignoring the fact that Obama and Biden knew that Hillary Clinton kicked off this entire Russia hoax. All of it's ignored. And who goes to jail and gets indicted? Donald Trump gets indicted. Right. For what? Oh, 34 counts of the same exact thing against Stormy Daniels for paperwork signed in a certain time. It's just stupid. Oh, it was signed here. It should have been signed this way. They really have to piece it together because it doesn't even make sense. And they've got all these inquiries and things against Donald J. Trump. Hey, I guess Chuck Schumer was right. The intelligence community has 7 ways from Sunday at getting back at you. It's not just Trump they're after. Mark my words. When people like Hillary Clinton, Obama, Comey, and all these people can run free and do whatever the hell they want, and they have to make up and frame a sitting president for a crime he didn't commit, and no one gets so much as let go, fired, slap on a hand, go to jail. Where's it at? Where are the indictments? Is anyone going to have to answer for this, or is it just going to go away? I guarantee you it's just going to go away. I'm not going to let it go away. I am tired of being taken advantage by the FBI, the DOJ, and this intelligence community, people that we never elected. And now they're even hopping into the IRS, wiping entire things out. So, hey, we can let that go too. And the mainstream media is complicit. Oh, it's a big nothing burger, says the New York Times, says MSNBC. It's a nothing burger? My keister. God, I'm so mad. Every American should be upset right now. Every single one of us. This is treasonous. This is way worse than Watergate. Makes Watergate look like a freaking walk in the park. We cannot, I don't trust the FBI anymore. I never will. Not at this level till they're absolutely either reformed, defunded, completely fired, and brought back in. And maybe the few ones that are good, we can scatter them out. We need to do some looking in the Department of Justice as well. And the CIA, all of them. They can't be trusted. I think if nothing gets done at congressional or executive level, bare minimum, when we're jurors and stuff on courts, I ain't going to trust anything the FBI says. They're going to have a case against someone. I'm going to be like, how do I know you didn't make that evidence up like you did with Donald Trump? You just spit it out of thin air. How did I know you just didn't ignore part of it to let this guy go or that one go? I don't trust you. I'm sorry. I don't trust you. I can't take any of their litigations that go to court serious anymore. And I don't think we the people should until it's reformed. We still have that power as we the people. We absolutely do. And if they don't move at a higher level at our Congress, then we need to take it to our state leaders. Disband and get rid of the FBI in our own states. We need to make rules in our states to get them out. These are things that we can do. Anyhow, sorry for the long report, but I had a lot to talk about. Love you guys. I know I went off my rocker today, but I am just livid. I love you guys. I'm Lisa Haven, signing out.